Hello, this is Apocrypha from Apoc Industries. Welcome to episode 12 of Mosaic. Previously, we cleared out our pollution cloud. So now what we want is a way to keep an eye on this pollution cloud because it is going to extend basically forever because as far as I can tell, these are the only trees that we have nearby because we're in a desert and we are not comfortable not knowing if the biters are expanding. So to make our pollution monitoring array, the first thing that we need is a whole bunch of large power poles, which means that we're going to need a whole bunch of iron and a bunch of steel. And a bunch of radars, which is going to need even more iron, of course. Okay, that should be enough for now. Let's grab our car. Actually, let's figure out where we want to build this. Our major pollution center is going to be the smelters, so let's center the radar array on the smelters. And we're basically going to just kind of follow our grid and just kind of go until we hit the edge of the map. We can start building outward from this. Alright. We should be far enough this way. Usually I would put lights and stuff so that we don't run into these, but honestly I'm just more interested in building this quickly at this point. Let's get some radars on our hotbar. Alright. So let's say that our first radar we want to have, this will be, okay, for these to actually be on the grid, usually there's lights, so if like this is our grid for example, and that reminds me we have a bunch of ghosts here that we don't want anymore. Turn this off. We changed the layout of our grid so we don't actually want a lot of these ghosts here anymore. So we can go through and delete them all and then bring back everything like that. Okay. So now we don't have a bunch of pointless ghosts sitting around. Nothing worse than a pointless ghost. So the lights on these will usually look like this. If we wanted to have a radar right next to it, we could. We could do that. And we could toss a couple of turrets up, but it means that we probably have to remove one of these lights to do this the most easily. And then do something like this. I think that's a pretty good template to follow. So maybe I'll just kind of copy this. Yeah, let's do that. If I paste that, will it actually... No, okay. And then we basically just drive up until we reach the next chunk. I'm looking at the mini-map right now, so you can see like basically if I put the radar here, it's going to overlap. So if I put the radar here, it is not. And then we're just going to kind of follow the same template here, which makes me realize that we're also going to need some more turrets because I really don't want to leave radars unprotected. So we're going to come back down here, and I don't think I actually have a place that's making turrets, do I? Well. Oh boy, that was a lot of ammo. By design, I guess. Why are you broken, car? So maybe we should make some turrets as well. Which, again, is going to require yet more iron. Whoops. Apparently, it's going to require more copper. Cool. There we go. And we're going to head back up and continue. Oh, I should have figured out where we want it to be horizontally first. Oh no, it doesn't matter. We're gonna be horizontally from where the whatchamacallits are, the radars. So it'll be fine. Driving. And here's where our next radar is gonna be. And how much further does that reach out? I'm actually going to remove these power poles because I think... Okay, I gotta back out of here. No, I'm going to have to go a little further, aren't I? Because that... I don't want to extend so far out that I have to clear more biters. Maybe this will be fine like this. How are we doing for power? Not so great, actually. Wow, there was a big dip there. What happened? Maybe that was when we ran out of coal. Let's just double check on that, actually. Okay, we're doing alright. We do need to bump up our power production, that is for sure. But I kind of want to rearrange this whole thing anyway. Let's get all these radars out first, and then we'll worry about it. So, next thing we're going to do is basically go sideways until we hit where the next radar is supposed to be. Sideways, I mean east. Well, not quite here. It's going to be out quite a ways. I might come back and toss a light bulb on each of these. I'm not sure. Here we are. Perfect. Whoops. Don't need that many lights. Holy jumpins'. Okay, so that gives us enough visibility over here. And we're going to do the same thing, come out, we'll have the kind of backbone of it running north-south, and then have everything else running east-west. So what I'm actually going to do is copy this whole thingamajigger. And, oh, it's so big that I can't even tell where it's supposed to go. Okay, this will be okay. That. Although, obviously, it's not going to work quite like that because the blueprint itself does not paste if you can't see it. Like it's not in your vision. So, there is that. let's try that again. We will paste right here. Ow. Car in the way. Oh dear. Ow. I think this is it. Yeah. And by now we know what this looks like. There. Good. We're actually going to have to extend this a little bit more, though, because we want to be able to see all the way to the edge. So what I might do is I'll do that offline. Ooh, there's some oil right here, too, which is nice. I'll do this offline, and instead what I'll do now is try and design a better power layout. So if we look at our power right now, which is down here, it doesn't really fit very well in the no. We can't repair our car with underground. So if we look at our power right now, the engine's in the way. Oh yeah, that's fine. It doesn't nicely fit. Okay, so one water pump, one offshore pump, can supply 20 boilers, which can supply 40 steam engines. But there isn't a way to nicely fit that in because we can't just slap on more steam engines here. They don't fit, and boilers don't really fit nicely. We can compact all of that into two whatchamacallits, two blocks of the Mosaic. If we do something like this, but I mean, honestly, it was a big pain in the butt to get that all to fit nicely, so I don't want to do that. So what I was thinking of doing was actually splitting the boilers into their own block, and seeing if there was a way that we could get all the steam from this into the next block. So these take water as input, and they output steam, but we might be able to squish 20 boilers, or boilers, into a pattern which actually kind of fits nicely, and then pipe all the steam somewhere else. So if we could find a nice pattern for the boilers to be in, and then get the steam out of here, that might work pretty well. So like if we were to do, let's get some pipes. If we were to do something like this, for example, with all the steam coming out of here, we'll have the water running between all of these, and then undergrounds. Do we have undergrounds? Undergrounds connecting like this, for example. Then this might give us a way to get the steam out over this way into the next block. This is 5, we need 20 altogether. If we were to do something like this, you could set these back to back, that'd be okay. Something like that. And then do another one of these. That is 20 boilers, looks like we would actually have room for 40 boilers in one block. The only trick is that we need to be able to get the steam kind of doing something a little nicer. Like this. So that we can actually get the steam out. Actually, if we took it in the middle, right here, then when we hook it up with more steam engines, that might work a little better. Let's see how that looks. Pipe, 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 pipe. And then this can, well, probably just pipe directly like that. Why is this one bigger? What did I do? Oh, because these are not spaced quite the same. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do this, though. Yeah. So this takes a lot more resources in terms of like pipes and stuff to get the steam out. But I think that maybe it will work better. Would we actually be able to just consume that steam like in place? 1, 2. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can actually fit 16 boilers like this. So what if we... I mean, we don't need to have 20 boilers either, eh? I guess, now that I think about it. We could just do something like... yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4... and have a boiler hooked up kind of on the other side of it. As long as we have enough room to get power poles in there is the only thing. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would cover 8 boilers. Right. Okay. No, we still have to... Well, now, hold on. I'm thinking now. I wonder if we could fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we'll leave a spot for a pipe in between. Because that way we can get power poles in there, like this. So this is for 8 boilers altogether, which should be fairly easy to wrangle together. 1, 2, 3. Is there a space in between here? Yeah, okay. Like we could do something like this. 8. If we had 10 boilers, let's say, 10 boilers, we have enough room to put another 2 groups of steam engines, no problem. No problem at all. We might even be able to fit this in so that it looks a little nicer and just kind of have like a 10 block. Dead gray trunk is in the way. Oh, is it now? Get out of there. Get out of there. Let's take a look. Okay, yeah, see, this is why I didn't want to go further north, because in order to get the next radar, we'd have to clear that base, so I'm glad that we didn't do that. And we're probably running a little bit long, but I want to get this design done. And then I can just put it together offline, while I go out and do those radar dishes as well. So let's pretend that we're going to do this kind of a more traditional way. That fits. 1, 2. Oops, that would have to be the other way. Oh, the one thing I'm not accounting for in any of these designs is getting coal in. Okay, none of these are going to work because we need to be able to get coal in. So we'll start over from the drawing board. Being able to power the boilers is very important, as it turns out, because without power, they simply don't work. Yeah. So let's try this again. We're definitely going to have a belt of coal coming in somehow, feeding a bunch of boilers. This is where we start to run into problems. So let's pretend like we have a belt of coal and some boilers. Let's just try and fit in 10 boilers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, see, they don't fit in very nicely. If we had something like this, probably be easier to have them all outputting in one direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we could have another group of another group of 5. And these will pipe out. Oops. I wonder how much steam these things could take out. Because we could also just have, like, we don't have to be like super efficient with our grid usage. We don't have to be, technically. This is 5. It's so much easier if we can just plop down the extra blocks when we need them, though. How many is this if we do something like this? That's 8. I don't know. That feels like an okay number of power thingies to get in here. That feels okay. I mean, obviously it's not perfect, but we could always just use this as the template and adjust it as we need to. So basically the way this would look is we would have something like this, and then these here. I still use burner inserters for these. Don't technically need to, but I always do. The medium power pole reach, do you think? So if we had a medium power pole here, then we could use the small power poles here, 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 and here. Ooh, that actually lines up really nicely. I like that. And then we could have our usual light, 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 light. I think I usually have it the other way around, but this works fine too. I don't think... Oh, a small power pole would reach there. Well, okay, let's just use a small power pole then. And have our pipes here and here. One challenge is going to be getting water in, but that won't be too big of a challenge. Definitely not an insurmountable one. And then water can come from somewhere outside here and from outside. Really like to be able to get water in like this, so that water only comes in on one spot. So what we'll do is we'll have water come in like that, and we'll put an underground here, and then water can come in from the bottom, and it'll supply this whole thing. This whole thing will take up a certain amount of water, I don't know how much. And then we can take this whole thing and copy it to our heart's content, like so. And then we can adjust the number of boilers that we have to, you know, accommodate how many actual, like, how much belt input we have for, like right now for coal, eventually probably be solid fuel, how much water we have. We should be able to adjust all that pretty easily. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that design. So today we went in and I showed how we're going to set up our pollution monitoring array. I'm going to extend that out so that covers our entire pollution cloud, except for right here. Our pollution cloud is still spreading out and is going to hit more biters soon. But I'll extend this out so that it has visibility on our entire pollution cloud. I'm going to bump up our power production. This is all going to make our pollution worse, but I mean, the factory must grow, so it is what it is. And with that in mind, this has been episode 12 of Mosaic. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to catch you next time. Cheers.